Hey Geeks, welcome to Pros and Cons, and this week we're going to be going on more with wigs, about how to style them, what you need to style them, and how to store your wigs after they are styled. So let's get started. One of the first things we're going to go over is styling products. The first thing you want to get is a wig head. You can buy these at Sally's, and I just found out you can get them at Hobby Lobby too, which is really neat. The next thing you're going to need is some sort of wide tooth comb, because this will help go through the hair a little bit better than an actual brush, because if you use an actual brush, it's going to get tangled and it's going to pull out a lot of the fibers, and that's not something that you want. The next thing you're going to need are some little alligator clips. They're just little clips that you can use to hold back hair if you're styling one particular section. Another thing you're gonna need is, if you're gonna be cutting the hair, is obviously you're gonna need some good cutting shears. Now you don't wanna use these for anything else but cutting your wig hair. The next thing is, a lot of cosplayers swear by the Got To Be line. This is spiking glue. This is gonna give you those amazing spikes, and it's gonna stay. Another thing you could also get is this stuff called freeze spray. But this is good for, you need that extra volume in your hair. Just spray that underneath the layer of your hair and it'll stay, and you can, that's pretty much all you need for styling products. And obviously, if your wig is heat resistant, you can use a hair straightener or a hair dryer or curling irons and stuff like that, but only if your wig is heat resistant, because if your wig is not heat resistant, it will melt and it will be ruined forever. The best way to see if your wig is heat resistant is to take a strand of hair from somewhere way underneath and just kind of take an itty bitty tiny strand and just kind of, like, you know, test it. And if it burns and crumbles and crinkles, then your wig is not heat resistant. So therefore you would want to not use heat on your wig. Now the first thing we're going to do is going to get into some cutting. So the one thing you want to do is, when you're cutting your wig hair, is you don't want to cut straight across. Like, you don't want to go just straight across, because then you'll be, if you notice whenever your hairstylist cuts your hair, like, there's that kind of that poof at the bottom. The best way to go about this is to cut up into the hair, so that way you'll get some nice little jagged edges, but also it won't give you that volume that's at the end of the hair. And then brush it out, just get the excess hair chunks out of it, and there you go, you got a nice little slice of hair. Next thing is getting those spikes. What you'll do with your spiking glue is you will take a little dab of it and just kind of rub it through your hands, and then take that area and rub it all through that section. And then once you have all of the product in the area of the hair, kind of twist it off to give it that anime spike. And there you go, there's your little spike. Now I know this isn't perfect because I haven't spiked hair in forever. What you also do is, towards the bottom, is you just want to take the freeze spray, just kind of hit it with that freeze spray a little bit. Now this, it's like hairspray, but it's basically liquefied glue. And there you go, your little animated hair spike. Now granted, this is like an extreme spike. So now that you have styled your wig, however stupidly, you need to know how to store it. So the best way to store, like, one of those crazy wigs is to get a plastic grocery bag and just keep it on the wig head and put it over said wig, because you don't want to mess up the style by putting it in a box with all the other wigs you have. So that's why you would want to just put the bag lightly over it and then go put it in a corner that is reserved for your wigs. The other way is, like if it's just a normal hairstyle, what you're basically gonna do is take it off the wig head, and then you wanna take it by like the skin cap, which is usually where the hair kind of sprouts from. You just wanna hold it by there, kind of straighten everything out. And if you don't have the bag that the wig originally came in, you could just use a Ziploc bag, put the wig in skin cap first. So that way the style all goes one way, and kind of just stuff everything in there. Now if you have a longer wig, the best way to do this would be to braid it so that way it would stay nice and intact. And then you would take it and kind of tuck it into the wig, and then again, just stuff it into the bag, skin cap down. Make sure all the hairs are in, close it up, and also take the air out of the bag. And the best way to store this is in like a Tupperware container that is strictly reserved for your wigs. And so that's all we have for today, geeks. So don't forget to comment, follow, and subscribe to Geeks Under Grace on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, all that fun stuff. And I shall see y'all next week for cutting out patterns.